What's up, guys? It's Storm here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little commentary about whether or not I think that the next Call of Duty, MW4, or whatever you want to call it at this point, will be good for trickshotting, and what are some things that Infinity Ward could focus on to make it good for trickshotting. And real quick in the background of this gameplay, I just put a little MW2 leftover in private match, so nothing special about the gameplay, but I hope you guys will enjoy anyway. So the first question I definitely wanted to answer was a lot of people have been wondering what things are going to be like exactly for trickshotting, how it's going to feel, stuff like that. And obviously things like that aren't going to be uncovered or unveiled until a lot closer to the game's release. But I do know just from guessing a few things. The first is that no matter how bad the game sucks or how terrible it is for trickshotting, there's going to be videos on it for a couple of months. Especially from some of the bigger clans. FaZe, Soar will obviously be making do with whatever they have with the game and playing it for at least a couple months in tandem with other CODs, if not exclusively, just because it's the new game. That'll be what everyone wants to see at the moment. Also, they were saying that they were going to try and switch up the game's engine, which is kind of how it feels and how it runs, which was concerning to some people because they didn't think, oh, wow, maybe this will make it be hard to trick shot or it'll change something drastically, but it's not going to be like that. The big change in the engine that people have been talking about is a feature that allows you to slide instead of how you dolphin dive in Black Ops and Black Ops 2. So people were saying that was a huge change to the system back then, but that's not going to affect anything as far as trick shotting goes. If anything, it'll just make an opportunity for more shots. So obviously it's going to be used for a few months, and the system for trickshotting shouldn't be too different than it has been previously, but I'm going to move on to some things that I think will make a big difference in whether or not the game is good or not for trickshotting. So first and foremost, they really need to bring back double tap Y, or the ability to do that, because although there are a lot of things you can do in MW3, just that simple ability really gives you a lot more options with trick shots, and in general it's just annoying not to have, in my opinion. I really don't think there's anyone that really goes against having that in the game. I just don't see why you wouldn't have it. Second, the maps have got to be way better than MW3. In any game, there's going to be those 2 or 3 maps that are really flat and really boring, and nobody's going to want a trick shot. They have those on MW3. Well, they have more so on MW3. They have some on MW2, and they have some on Black Ops 2. But the game really can't be like MW3, because in MW3 there were only, maybe not including DLC obviously, but as far as the regular maps, there were only a few with really big drops, good suicides. It's not like Black Ops 2 or MW2 where there's only a few maps that you really have to skip if you're trickshotting in a lobby. Another thing dealing with maps is I think they just need to be more creative in general. I mean, how many maps of little villages have we seen over the course of Call of Duty's years? The maps were all dull and boring to me in MW3. I really think we need to see more maps that are creative, like High Rise and Terminal. Just maps like that. I mean, the High Rise crane, all the spots that you can get to on High Rise. High Rise is a perfect example. You just didn't see that kind of creativity with the maps in MW3. And I think those are going to be the two most essential things to whether the next game is good for trickshotting or not. The other thing I'd like to see, obviously, is in most new Call of Duty games, they're going to have some new cool guns to experiment with. In Black Ops 2, they did a great job with that, so I'm hoping they can do a good job with that in the next Call of Duty. But what I would really like to see in the next Call of Duty is some brand new equipment that we haven't seen before. Because the types of equipment that they put in, such as the lethals and tacticals, that's way more important than people give it credit for in trickshotting. I mean, think about how much less creative people would be trickshotting in Black Ops 2 if we didn't have the shock charge. Sometimes people take that stuff for granted, and I really hope we can see some cool new stuff in the new Call of Duty game. Anyways, as we get closer to the new game, footage is released, stuff like that, I'm really hoping to bring you guys out some good content with more information, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please keep watching, stay tuned, and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks so much, guys.